You are listening to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss our RC adventures.
Welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast, where we discuss the ups and downs of the new RC Flyer. Join your hosts, Michael and Jay, as they take flight at the park. Now on with the show.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael from Arizona, and welcome to the Park Flyer Podcast. With me always, my good friends.
Shannon G and Mesa AZ.
And Tony from the hills of Glendale.
We were just talking about that. Tony actually lives in the area where there are hills in Glendale.
The
It's
one spot.
The one spot in Arizona where they have hills. He lives there. But welcome to the Winter Warbirds 2025. We have with us a special guest, Tony Quist. He's kind of a staple in this industry, and he's done a really good job. And you've kind of been the go-to guy for this event.
Yes, I was the one that started it originally 13 years ago.
That's insane. But tell us how that happened.
It was a case of I liked more flying than the just showing off the airplane.
Sure.
And I didn't like the way the 1/8th Air Force ran their event. Because I go, why are you stopping flying? You have sunlight, let's fly.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where they say if you don't like it, run your own event. so that's what I did. I started my own event. It was very small to begin with, 28 people.
Wow.
And by year 10, we had 96.
That's crazy.
And then last year we had 107, and we're over 100 again this year.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah, the quality airplanes has just grown bigger. I was telling some guys earlier that, I didn't know if it was me getting older and shrinking, but the airplanes keep getting bigger and bigger every year. And then this year especially, there is so much big iron on this ramp. You can barely stick another airplane up there.
And quality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Quality.
Unbelievable.
It's unfreaking believable. We had all been talking earlier about the T-43 or T-34 Mentor.
Yes.
Don Corm had, and you said it won Top Gun how many times?
5 times.
Five-time winner,
With 2 different pilots.
and that's insane. At the level of detail, I was checking on it. Had like screw-in static wicks and had like a Garmin, label on
Yep.
it. And it's just it was amazing. That thing is just truly amazing. He said it scores 9 out of 10 every time on a static.
It was actually 99.56
Really?
out of 100.
Wow.
That's
what
insane.
was the little thing they got off?
It was wheel wells.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
They were too clean.
Yeah. Oh no, they're not. They wanted. They said it can't be perfect.
Oh yeah. There's always that. It can't be perfect. There's always needs something.
Exactly.
I think you were talking about Top Gun. They do that too, right? Where they always or no, Tim Dickey was talking about
Yeah.
that like several podcasts ago. Where they keep the 100% or full scale. not
Right.
anything,
Exactly.
So-
Yeah.
There was one plane,
Really?
and yeah, it was flown by Ray Johns, the 4-star general, and it was an A-10, and it got a perfect score, static score, or maybe it was the F-16 that Graham Mears built.
yeah.
Yes, and David Schulman was the pilot, and it was a Thunderbird scheme, and it was scored really, really high.
Yep.
Oh wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. But this event has been great so far. We've had beautiful weather.
It's
Nice.
Absolutely
magnificent.
Beautiful.
Magnificent weather. Everybody kind of showed up. They brought all their big iron, and the quality of the airplanes has been amazing. And we've had really been lucky. We haven't really
Yep.
had too many mishaps. I think we lost one yesterday.
Yes, his battery, we think, came unhooked.
Really?
And then he was running on one battery the whole time because it kind of browned out on his jetty. He was
Yeah.
looking at the telemetry, and you see the voltage drop, and then it came back, and
Yeah, somebody said it looked like a heart attack. It
Yeah.
was just like going up and down.
Yeah.
It was like go crazy. But
in the end, it made it all the way to the crash site.
yes, that is true. It was the first one there. So, but unfortunately, Vic lost. What was it? Wasn't
Sea Fury.
Sea Fury.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Sea
Wow.
It was one of his own designs,
Yeah,
the
his-
Bates, based off
yeah.
of Bates plans.
That's right.
That plane was old too. He's had
He's
that
had
a
it
long
for a long
time.
time. Yeah,
Yep.
he told me. I think at the Winter Warbirds or last year, I think
Mm-hmm.
I had won one of those in an auction or something and traded it in for the Bearcats. So we actually are right in the middle of the pilot raffle, and I got called away just recently because they called my name. Wound up getting a logbook for logging my jet time. So that's kind of cool as well. So. And Tony, tell us a little bit about how you kind of got into the hobby, because we've been around for a long time, but I don't really know that story. So
You don't, because I rarely talk about it.
Yeah.
I started flying with my dad when I was like 11 years old, 1974.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
I had an Ace Pulse control, and it was a Wizard with a Globey 049 engine,
Wow.
and the tail just sits there and wags back and forth. And then when you want to turn left, it'll stop to the left, and you want to turn right, it stops to the right. And if you want to roll or loop, you stop at one direction and hammer at the other,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it will
It'll
kick
loop,
the tail around, and it will kind of loop around.
That's kind of
Wow.
neat.
So that's how it all started.
No kidding.
And I flew on and off just trainers and stuff through the until I went to college in '82, and then when in '82 that was it. I didn't touch it again until 2000.
Wow.
Oh,
I moved out here and this was in Iowa,
Right.
and so we used to go to the Byron shows when we were in college because it was only like an hour and a half
sure.
away.
Right.
And so I was kind of around it and seen it, but I just didn't fly.
Huh.
And then I moved out here in '94 and I raced cars for a few years
Yeah.
and did a lot of national events. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got bored and I started flying again.
That's very
and
cool.
the rest is history.
Yes,
It is
exactly.
history. Well, for those of you who don't know, actually, Tony signed me off for my turbine waiver.
I
way
did.
back
Oh, wow,
in the day.
okay.
So, yeah. He was out here one day. He said, hey, can you do that again? I was out flying the F-15. He goes, can you do that again? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, you guys go sit down. And I went out and did it again. He said, okay, good enough. There you go.
Nice.
So I appreciated that. He was Johnny on the spot and helped me out with that.
But
so
you
I
understood
appreciated
it all.
Yeah, that's true. It's true too. So, but Tony's always been a good resource for everybody, especially for Spectrum. If we ever have any questions, we always go to Tony and ask Tony for questions. And he's always been kind of a staple at almost every RC event. I think he's been all over the place. And
Yeah, I'm a beta tester with Spectrum, so I
Very
get
nice.
all the stuff early
Right.
and play with it and try to break it. I don't want to tell you how many transmitters I've had to send back because I wasn't supposed to do that.
We told
here,
you.
these two wires go together.
yeah.
Don't press the red button.
Yes.
It explodes.
Don't put a red button on it then.
That's it. Don't do not touch. Yeah, why
Exactly.
not? Yeah, there you hit it. So yeah, we've actually had Tony at several events and been running this one for quite some time. And did you decide just to kind of call it even? Somebody else stepped up. John has actually done a really good job.
I wanted to move it to the fall
Oh, did you?
because the weather in November is spectacular out
It
here.
is. Yeah.
And this place is cold in the morning right now.
It is.
And the older I get, the more I hate the cold early mornings.
It's true.
And when you run the event, you kind of have to be here.
Right.
So, and I just I conned John into it.
Yeah.
John Gerhardt's another Horizon guy.
Yeah,
He was young on the team though.
Yes.
Easy to manipulate.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know?
He doesn't know how to say no yet. right?
Exactly.
You will do this.
By the time he figures it out, it's too late.
How did I get roped into this?
Exactly.
Well, John actually has done a really good job. I love the briefings,
Yep.
and everything is so methodical. And of course, he and I, we work for the same company as well, and he just retired from it. So I mean, I've known John for a long time as well. And but he's an amazing flyer. He scratch builds a lot of turbine jets and does he's an amazing builder as well. So it's great to have him running the event, and it's very organized. I'm
Yep.
surprised. It's not, sometimes new guys will take over and kind of have their own ideas, and John was like, you know what, I'm not gonna, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. So
The groundwork's there. Just let it work.
yeah, it was working fine. So it's great. And then this year we got some Team Horizon guys out. They're out here
Yep.
flying. I've seen
Every year.
them. And guys from California are here and Arizona. And Ali didn't make it this year. He was here last year. I
He's
think,
back
but,
in the UK.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Okay, he's back there.
He's no longer an employee.
Oh, no
He's-
kidding.
Yeah, he changed careers.
Oh, well, there you have
Yep.
it. So there you have it.
He's still a team member though.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yep.
So he does a great job, which is great because I think the last time he was at our field, he got to fly all of Elmira's planes.
Yes.
And man,
Last March.
dude, all of us our mouths were hanging open to watch these
Yeah,
things.
when he
'cause
flies, it's
he
drop
made
everything.
those airplanes do things that, O'Meara's a great pilot, but holy crap, that guy that A-10 should not be doing that.
It shows you the potential.
It does. It shows you what the airplanes, what the RC airplane can do versus the real aircraft, because a real airplane wouldn't be doing that. But it was great to have him, and we've actually had him on the show before, so he's a good guy. We always enjoy having him around. And then I think the Comparf guys are here as well too.
Yeah,
So,
Andreas Gietz
Andreas,
and then Max is young pilot from Germany.
yeah, and Max has been all over the world too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
and just an outstanding pilot.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing.
The Sunset F4 flights, the last 2 nights have been unbelievable.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that was quite the crowd that we had for that.
missed it.
Yes.
You missed it. But the sun, first of all, the sunset in Arizona was amazing last
Yes,
night.
it
Because
was
just one of those.
magenta,
Oh, yeah.
pink,
Just,
orange.
man,
That's why I
it
live
looked phenomenal. And right as the sun went down, it was just dark enough that over on this side, kind of it gets the sun's going down on the west, and over on the east, it's kind of dark. And he took off going into the sunset, and I'll have to see if Barry has some pictures, but they were amazing because it's all lit up, and it's got the burners going.
Wow.
And then, he turned around, and just to watch the whole thing happen was just amazing.
Did you notice the color of the burners?
Yeah,
they're kind of
changed.
they're kind of a violet,
Yeah,
blue,
yeah.
like a different temperature.
Yeah, every time he goes
Yeah.
for like full throttle, they'll
Yep.
turn like a blue and then they're kind of violet. They turn different colors.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is kind of cool. Those are Unilight systems, and of course, Comparf carries those,
Yep.
and they just
And
got
the
some new
Corsair with the folding wings, that just
Corsair.
catches my eye.
That
every
is
time.
amazing too.
That's a reworking of an old aircraft.
yeah.
All new molds, a lot more detail.
Mhm.
And instead of being an FG1 with just a straight round cowl, now it's an F4U that has the little air scoop on the bottom.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, it just dressed it up a little bit.
Yeah, and the paint job's amazing too. It's so realistic, when you see it, and I love it when they come in. He taxis in and the wings all kind of
Yep.
fold up. It really
Yep,
is
that's
kinda
what I
cool.
like.
And he's running a Moki on that, isn't
Yes,
he?
Moki
Okay.
250.
And it sounds amazing too, but I can't imagine what kind of maintenance goes into that though.
Yes, they've had the wing off of it like 3 times, and then it's always back up flying again.
Yeah,
so
they're quick about it. I have to say that.
they pull the
Yeah.
cowl, adjust the valves,
Yeah.
get them all oiled up.
Yeah. It's like a constant thing, but it looks amazing and he flies it amazing.
Yes.
He came by in an inverted pass about a foot off the ground, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that's some guts. But he's such a good pilot for being he's 21, right?
He's very
just
young.
Very young.
Yeah.
So. But he's been all over the world. I think I've seen him in some videos in like the Philippines and Japan
Yeah.
and all over the place. But he does such a great job, and it's always neat to see young kids coming up that can.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about this event. There's quite a few kids from
Yeah,
the
there
club,
is,
and
yeah.
a few, they come in from, for the event from other places, and I think it's really what this hobby needs.
Right.
I think we have 6 really young kids flying
We do.
this weekend, and they're just getting in there and going like
Yeah.
it's not just normal.
Yep.
I know. It was funny because they kind of just came walking up, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. And they were flying like a little Viper or whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy I was spotting for was flying a big P-47, and the kid goes, oh, okay. And he stepped right in front of us as he was landing, and I'm like, whoa. Because he's like, I can't see. And the kid was just tall enough that he stepped in front of us. I was like, whoa, you got to come back here, buddy.
Back up.
But they were so excited, They
Yeah.
wanted to see it, so they're leaning over the fence to watch it come into land, not realizing the guy landing is behind them, Like, okay, we got to all share this space. And we just actually, believe it or not, had a father-son photo
Yes.
that just happened. And how many?
Yep.
How many?
There had to be at least 15
Yeah.
father-son
that's
combinations.
great.
That was
Yep.
it was amazing. I was really shocked they did it, but it was great that they did, and it just kind of proves that you can do stuff for your kids, and as many of these kids. I think Ernie Mack showed up, and his son,
Yep.
and he's a 2-time world champion,
And flies for Comparf.
yeah, and flies for Comparf. So it's just amazing to watch the younger kids and the parents that get their kids involved, especially these dads, and just to watch the progress of these kids that just get so good so
Yes.
fast. I mean, it's like I enjoy going out and flying and doing my thing, and then you just watch these kids. You just think, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
I wish I could be that good.
We're Mr. Old Thumbs at
Yes,
this
we
point,
are.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's what I told him. I was like, man, I'm just getting to the old. I want to go around in circles and not really fix airplanes anymore. I just want to
Yeah.
fly them and put
Yep.
them on the ground. So, but we always kind of go through what's your favorite thing you've seen so far. So let's start with Shannon. What?
Gotta be the F4. The
Gotta be F4,
Comparf
the
F4.
Comparf
That thing is
F4.
just amazing. And just the number of turbines in general. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
I think that just keeps growing exponentially. And I know, the price point for turbines has come down, and I just think the acceptance and the ease of use over the time. But just seeing, everything you hear behind us is a turbine.
Right,
out there.
yeah, it's all
Flying.
coming in.
It's just great. And the turboprop,
Yep.
Steve Gladstone's got
Yeah.
that beautiful
Yep.
turboprop Pilatus. I love that plane. It just sounds so cool in the air.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and then my good friend Barrett bringing out his custom homemade.
Yeah, he's always got
he's putting his
big airplanes.
taking apart his Gigant, which is really an amazing plane for to model and fly it. I really and you've flown his plane.
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
does a
say
good
you flew
job.
the what is it, the Conestoga?
Yeah.
or something,
Oh,
right?
hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those things because it looks like a big
I asked
silver
to fly
box.
it. I asked to fly it.
Yeah, but it looks like a box. It doesn't even look like it's supposed to fly. And Tony's like, that thing, I'm going to go see if he'll fly it. And Tony flew it. And you liked it, right?
No,
I
I
mean,
asked him to fly it.
Yeah?
I go, I want to fly it. It was at Arizona Electric
Oh,
Fest.
that's what it was. Arizona Electric Fest.
2 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a good flyer.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Oh, I had a blast with it.
Yeah, it was fun. And it's all just made out of foam. And
Yeah,
you
foam
just
and
carves it all.
cardboard.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
But he's gone a long ways with it.
Yes.
He's
Yes, he
way
has.
way better. He was at the very first Winter Warbirds 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And that stuff was pretty crude.
Yeah.
Because it
That
was
is
more
what it is.
flat foamy style
Right.
Yeah.
foam.
Profile.
And
Yeah.
it would come out with like 18 models.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's he's got some big ones now, though. So he's
Yes.
kind of like joining the club.
He's
you
got
know,
he's got EDFs now.
Yep, he's
So
got a
the
couple of
Dorado
EDFs.
and
yeah.
Concord. So he's crossing over.
What about you? What's kind of your favorite plane out here?
I'm kind of jaded. They're all
Jaded.
it's all the same.
Yeah, they're
Just another model.
Yeah.
You know? But if I had to say something that wasn't my own, of course,
Right.
that Corsair does it for me.
Yeah. the
As we're
Corsair's
watching
amazing.
it fly
flying
through the
right now.
bushes right now.
Yeah. He did that yesterday. He went
yes.
between the trees. It
Yep.
was amazing. Yeah, they're good guys. The Corsair is amazing. I think it's unbelievable. It's so well put together, and it just flies so amazing. And he's so smooth with it. So it's really kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
He's out dodging trees and stuff. with
Very
it.
photogenic.
Yes, very, very photogenic. I think for me, the Marauder.
Oh yeah.
I just think that, it's an older airplane, but to hear those two twins, spool up and to watch it, he's got smoke on it, and just the detail on that one too. The T-34 Mentor is a close second to it, but that Marauder is just amazing. I just love watching it fly. I'm a big twin engine guy anyway.
I never saw Marauder.
Isn't that
No,
was
I
it
mean-
a Tiger Cat?
Tiger Cat.
Yeah,
Oh, Tiger Cat.
yeah,
Sorry,
F7.
sorry.
Yeah, that's an
F7
old
Tiger Cat.
that's an old 3W kit.
Yes. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
My mistake. It's not a
And
Marauder.
it's
but
spectacular.
I've been calling it a Marauder all
Yeah.
weekend. And it's not. It's a Tiger Cat.
F7F.
F7F. Okay. But that one is amazing, and the fact that he got those radials all synced like that,
Yep.
and I know how much work that is, and that's to me it just elevates it. Having a single engine and getting it to go out and fly, that's one thing, but to have two radials and have them sync where they'll fly and the airplane performs and sounds like they're not out of sync,
That's Kenny McSpadden.
Oh my
He's the
gosh,
motor
it's just
guru.
amazing.
Yep.
You can
So,
do anything with a motor.
Yeah, that
And-
thing is amazing.
But it's Michael Adams is who flies the plane.
Right.
And-
he does a great job.
Yep. Between that and Kenny's F4U
Mhm.
flying
Yeah.
with it formation,
Yeah.
and then the guys flying the F86 in formation.
That's true. Yeah.
They're just those guys are just really really good modelers.
Yeah, they're
Put on a
amazing.
heck of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We-
always fun to
We were
watch
flying
them.
our T-28s,
Yeah.
together, and I'm like, I think we're ready for the Plunderbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we
like,
was,
yeah,
the
all over the
Plunderbird
place,
really
but-
everywhere
You know.
compared to those guys.
But hey,
And
we're
then-
having fun.
Yeah, that's the
what
point
it's
of
all
the game is
about.
to have fun and to watch the flight line, to see all these amazing airplanes, and to have people come from all over. I mean, we got guys from Colorado and New Mexico, California, and we have. I guess the comp guys can consider Germany. That's a pretty far way
Yep.
to go. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, any other places that people come from? I don't
Well,
know if
pretty much all the Southwest we've kind
Yeah,
of owned it for a
those.
long time.
Right.
We got Utah, Nevada, California is the main part. Colorado,
Yeah.
New Mexico, Arizona, Wyoming,
Oh wow.
Oklahoma with Bill
Oh
Cunningham,
yeah, we have Bill.
and then Peter Goldsmith and them came from Illinois, from
There you go.
Champaign,
There you go. from
and
Champaign.
and there's some guys from Iowa there too, Dan Hansen
that's
and
right.
them,
Yep.
and that's part of it. This time of year, there's snowbirds are in
I
town.
love it.
Yeah, that's true too. They're all kind of in and around and hanging out with us because it
Yep.
is beautiful weather. and
Yep.
I'm already starting to sweat my sweatshirt on. It's about time to take it off.
Yep,
But
get me too.
as we got more T-28s in the air flying formation, jeez, they're showing us up.
Yep.
Jan, we got to get out there and
Well,
practice more.
my
They don't
battery's
look like they're
charged.
plunging around.
No, they don't. They're
No.
not. They're
They're
bigger
flying
than
a little
they're.
better
They're
Those-
better than the Plunderbirds.
But those are the two kids though.
Yes, it is.
It-
They are.
They're
the two
showing
kids.
us up.
They're showing up.
Carlos and Max.
That's
Yep.
crazy. I think Max won an award before, didn't he?
At the Jet Rally,
Yeah,
yeah.
at the Jet Rally,
Yep.
he won an award.
Because he's really come on as a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
He really has.
This last year, it's been huge growth for him in the hobby. His dad's there to support him the whole time because
Yeah.
his dad's a longtime RC pilot.
Right.
And Ollie, as a team manager, Horizon was always very impressed with it and offered Max a sponsorship early.
Wow.
And
that makes a huge difference.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially when they can get into that and see guys and fly with guys that are, you always learn when you're flying with guys that are better than you.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
I always do anyway. And whether it's, guitar playing or, sports or whatever, when you play with someone that's several levels above you, then you pick up a lot of stuff and it accelerates your learning much, much faster.
there are also people that get to benefit from flying with Ken McSpadden and that group year round.
Right.
Because they all fly at the Prado Club
Gotcha.
in Chino.
Yep.
Right.
And his dad now runs Wings Over Chino, which is an RC event that's just south of the Chino airport.
Right.
And that he had his first show last spring, and he had 65 the first time right out of the gate.
That's great.
65 first time.
Yep.
That's
They
amazing.
have a beautiful field there.
It's
I've flown
yes,
there a couple times.
yep.
That's nice.
It's
Yeah.
even better now. They redid the runway.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's super nice.
Might be on the list. Of
Yeah, on the
places
list
to
of
go.
good places to go, no doubt. So, and then these guys are out here flying. We apologize to Tony because they're flying their Oscars out there, and you don't have yours up. So
I got nothing to prove. I keep telling myself that. I got nothing to prove.
no, it's like
Got nothing to
hilarious.
prove.
Nothing to prove.
He's an RC
Meanwhile,
pilot. He's
my
a
can-
podcast host.
I know,
he's everything.
right?
My
Exactly.
can's getting all tore
There
up
you
in
go.
my
He's all
hand.
like, God, what's in this thing? No.
Make a
That's
mistake. Make a mistake.
It's always actually fun to watch you guys get up there and fly as a big
Yes.
team group. It's always a highlight of my weekend is to watch all you guys get up and put your airplanes through the paces.
Yep.
And it's fun. The best part, and unfortunately, the public's not really aware of it unless you're a pilot and you're standing up there. And a couple times I've been asked to spot, for these guys when they do it, and to hear them talk to each other while they're flying. I kid you not, I come away from there just crying because I'm laughing so hard at these guys. It's good to see because, as much as you guys poke fun of each other and say stuff to each other, you can tell it's done in a brotherly, kind of camaraderie way. It's always there to kind of help the other guy get better. And I can't remember, Tony said something one year about, drawing a straight or can't fly in a straight line or whatever. And I about lost it because it was so timed perfectly that, Tony just dropped this line like, right, I was nothing. He's like, I can't find a straight line or whatever. And I about lost it laughing. And these guys are all poking each other. So it's really great to see the team cohesiveness of those guys when they're out flying.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were joking.
Yeah. You can tell this little part's all right.
Wink, wink.
Oh,
nudge,
I
nudge.
love that guy. Not.
Yeah.
Turn the knife in his back. Well, we really appreciate you joining us here on the podcast, Tony. I know you have told us you're a listener, and
I am,
always
active
pleasure.
listener.
Yeah, so we always good to hear from our listeners, and to have them on the podcast is even better. And
Yep.
And we want to thank you very much for all the effort that you put into bringing this event to life, because I know that it was a lot of work, and you do put a lot of effort into it. And to get it to this part where you can kind of step away and enjoy it is amazing.
And to see it's going to carry on. It's in good hands, and
Yeah.
and now I can focus on my jet rally in the
go.
fall.
Yeah. So, and that's another event that you're kind of putting together, right?
That was very last minute.
Yeah.
Tons of people stepped up to help run the event and sponsor the event.
Mhm.
And I think everyone had steak every night that night.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot of
It was
food.
good. A lot of food, a lot of
good
time.
flying,
Yeah,
great
a lot of good
weather.
flying. And a lot of good jets too. The jets were amazing, and for such a short time, because it was one of those things. I think we were all going to
Best in the West.
Best in the West, and somehow that kind of got off the calendar, canceled, and then within that weekend, it just was like, oh, where are we going to go? And Tony was like, bam, let's do it here.
Yep.
And-
8 weeks ahead.
Really? 8
Yes,
weeks
yeah.
is what it took you to put together. And to put an event this size in 8 weeks, that's
Oh, it's
I mean,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you would know because when you put the electric festival together.
It's
And speaking of which, is next weekend.
Yes, it
So
is.
there. So this weekend we're here at the Winter Warbirds. And next weekend is the Arizona Electric Festival, and
We'll be
gonna be there, Tony. I'm sure.
I plan on it.
Okay,
Awesome.
Tony's
I
got
have
it on the
I have
calendar.
9 events in the next 11 weeks.
Oh my!
Wow. Well, there's 2 big jet rallies
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah,
after.
too big.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
And they're all here in the valley.
Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which,
well,
which
that's
is like, it's like a blessing and a curse because it's like, well, I don't have to travel very far, but still, that's like, how many
Right.
days
right.
you're
yeah.
eating up, if you got other stuff to do and
The good news is you don't have to unload your trailer. You just drive it from one spot to the next.
charge your battery. That's about it.
Yep.
I need to just put a battery charger in my trailer, and
Yeah.
I can just charge it on the way. I
Yeah,
guess it'll
just
be better.
Hit the gas station.
Yes, no doubt. So,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. Well, we hope to see everyone at the Electric Festival next year. We'll be coming to you from there as well. Here at the Arizona, at the Winter Warbirds here in Arizona. It is amazing. If you haven't been to one of these events, it is awesome to come out. Do we have the next year's on the calendar already or not? Or do you know?
It will be, yeah.
But
We're doing the gap week before the Super Bowl.
okay. Well, there you go.
It,
So-
it used to be championship week, but they moved the Super Bowl a week later.
Yeah, a week later. Yeah, yeah, because it kind of interferes on. It's the
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sunday
we
there,
AEF got kind of
Yeah.
lost in the
Shifted.
shuffle, and
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
we're going to be on the Super Bowl.
What
but-
we did was we made the back-to-back events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's even better.
yeah.
So nothing better than flying 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
Nope. Can't
Although
complain.
our bosses probably don't really like it, but what the heck?
You mean our wives?
Oh, that's what I said. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I always said I'm in this hobby for the chicks, and it hasn't worked
it
out
hasn't
yet.
worked
Yeah.
It's worked out yet.
I gotta find a new
There's
purpose.
one out
Yeah,
there.
I gotta
Yep.
find a new hobby.
Yep.
Yeah, I showed up and I
Yeah.
just get my uniform and walk to the mall. That helps me.
They
out.
need a Horizon Hobby like version of Tinder.
Yeah,
you know?
yes.
There you go. That's Horizon
Yes.
Hobby.
It's called Hinder.
Swipe left.
Oh my gosh. Okay, on that note, we are going to head back to the flight line and see if we can put some planes in
Goodbye.
the air. But thank you very much, Tony, for being on it. Michael from here in Arizona.
Shannon G. Macy AZ.
Tony from the hills of Glendale.
And there we go. We miss you, Jay. We'll see you.
Bye, Jay.
Bye,
See
Jay.
you in 2 weeks.
You have been listening to the Park Flyer Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your next visit. Please give our show a star rating and review, and feel free to email us your questions, topics, or suggestions to parkflyerpodcast@gmail.com.